leverage your knowledge to success.
Hello, welcome to Aditya Talks. Today's guest is someone whose career journey beautifully challenges the instant success mindset that we have been, which many students struggle with in these times. Mr. Rohit Koshi, our guest for today, brings over 25 years of experience across large corporates, consulting firms, startups, and investment banking firms as well, working across marketing, HR, finance, and business development. Basically, he has covered a lot of surface area over his career. What makes his story powerful is that it took him 10 years after his MBA to enter consulting, which is a dream role for many IIM aspirants. And 25 years to reach investment banking, often also seen as a dream role for IIT graduates. Beyond his professional roles, he's a community builder and managing over 150 plus IIT and IIM alumni groups, organizing global conferences with up to 15,000 people, and actively contributing to alumni and educational institutions. So he's done a lot for his alma mater, and he believes in contributing to his alumni as well, and he's a genuine community builder at scale. His core belief is simple yet profound: enjoy the career journey instead of constantly being stressed about the future. And it's truly it is awesome to have him here, and it's an honor to have you here, Mr. Rohit. Welcome to Aditya Talks. It's going to be a pleasure to discuss with you today. So, hello, Mr. Rohit. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Aditya?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to interview you. I'm honored, and I believe this will be a very interesting meeting. So, yeah. So, can you tell us how your early stage of your career was, and how did it shape you? And did you have clarity back then? And what kind of decisions did you take at that point of time to gain clarity in your life?
Right. So I think if somebody says they are clear about their career, I guess 80% of them are lying because one, it's very difficult to have that kind of clarity, especially at such a young age. Yeah, there are people who have the clarity and they've stuck to those roles, but yes, those are very few and far in between. So I am a textile engineer and I graduated with very poor grades. So no, I couldn't join my campus job, and so I went to Bangalore, tried to search for a job. I used to be a good coder in campus, and I'm a textile engineer. And Bangalore was the hub for both textile and software. And I said that, but it's like I did. I was open both ways. It was not that I was fixated. I need to do a software job. I need to do a certain kind of job. I said, let's see what comes. So I got this. Then within a year, because there's a dot-com boom happening, I joined a startup which was into recruitment. During the bust, we grew because a lot of good people were being fired, and there were a lot of companies hiring such talent. So our company grew, and then I stuck on to recruitment for 3 4 years. Then, of course, I wanted to get out of recruitment. I went to my seniors from college. I said, let me get back to textile. All of them said, do an MBA. So I took the CAT a few times, went to Kozhikode. I wanted to major in finance or rather get into a finance job. Luckily, we were before the Lehman bust. So people like me, I had three offers. There were others with a similar, we had a problem of plenty. I had a marketing role with Reliance. I had an HR role with Dr. Reddy's and a finance role with L&T. And even though L&T was not the highest paymaster among the three, I joined that because this was my only chance to get into finance. And I actually wanted to do consulting, but then a classmate of mine told me, get any role that comes in and you can get into consulting later. So I worked in L&T for 3 years, got an offer from PwC, didn't join, did a few bunch of startups and then EY.
Okay.
So, so like I tell people in college when I was doing my engineering, Investment banking was attractive because my grandparents had shares. My father had shares. I was fascinated by stock market. I've been investing from 99 itself, ever since I left college. And iBanking was like a logical extension. Today I'm into investment banking after 25 years. And the
So
same with consulting. So, yeah.
yeah.
And the
So what
same with
I've
consulting. Like I wanted to be a consultant, but it took me 10 years to get into the consulting industry.
So, from what I've
Yes, Sandeep.
gathered, you've worked across marketing, HR, finance, business development, and you've had a very impressive breadth. How was this intentional, and how did it shape you later?
Yeah, it was not intentional, but I just looked at where opportunities took me. So the first couple of jumps, in my first 5, 6 years, I would have changed like 5, 6 jobs, right? Pre-MBA. But post-MBA, it was a little more stable. So L&T was 3 years, then I did a bunch of startups. And then EY was about 7 years. So I think post-MBA, there was slightly a bit of clarity, more because I got into roles that I wanted to do. HR was an accident, and I tried a lot to get out of it. But otherwise, yes, as long as I was enjoying the roles and I was learning, I was happy, right? And then when I was not able to justify, like uh, my this thing, then I left, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so as long as I was learning, I was getting lateral movements. I was happy and contributing to the ventures companies that I was at.
So, you openly shared that it took you around 10 years post MBA to enter consulting and I think 25 years to reach investment banking. So, what was going on
Yeah.
internally during those waiting years? Did you ever feel anxious or left behind by compared to your peers? How did you manage that?
No, so since I was bottom of my class at IIT, I didn't have too many aspirations. But yes, a lot of my wingmates, my friends, made it to the IIM. So I said, if they can go, I can also go. So despite my poor grades, I took the CAT multiple times. There was no FOMO as such in terms of they are there and I am here. It was more like have I become a better person today compared to yesterday, or have I learned something today compared to yesterday? So that was how my journey took me. And yes, so learning, contributing, and then the universe conspires to give you what you want.
I agree. It's your mindset. So being better than than the last day is always, something that leads to a overall net positive growth every year on year, and it kind of compounds, and you see yourself in a totally new position down the line. So you believe that students shouldn't excessively worry about campus placements, and why do you think placements get disproportionate importance in in colleges as of now? Because a lot of students choose colleges solely based on the placements that the college garners every year.
Yeah, so at least in my time, the fees were literally free. I paid 1,000 rupees per semester at IIT. At Kozhikode, it was about 65,000, 50 to 65,000 per trimester. So it was not too much compared to the benefits we got, or the kind of jobs we could get. Or today, the fees have risen significantly, and a lot of us are not used to taking loans, which is commonplace in other countries. So, and a lot of our parents, especially those that come from poor backgrounds, they mortgage land, sell land, sell ancestral property, and then send them to college. So I guess that's where the pressure lands. I should not let down my parents more than anything else. And then the media also exacerbates the whole thing by focusing only on those 5, 10 students who get those 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crore salaries, and not talk about the average, or yeah, the baseline students who maybe get like 5, 6 lakh salaries at IITs, or say the 10, 12 lakh salaries at IIMs.
Yes, I believe
So
this situation has been inflated, and people believe that
yes,
the 30 lakh number at IIMs is also very normal, and all of at the top IIMs. But the situation is really very different. And
yes,
I also realize after coming here to Kozhikode that that the placements will be somewhere along the line of 10, 12 for many, and that should not be the goal of coming here to a premier
yes.
institution like an IIT or an IIM. So, from your view, how much does the first job actually matter in shaping a career?
So it does matter a lot. So so people who want to get into consulting, if they start in consulting or a family, what is it, chief of staff role, then they can get have a good career in consulting. Or and the advice that my friend told me when I was graduating from Kozhikode, that if I want to get into finance, get into any finance role and then work your way into a target role, which is what I eventually did, right? So I got into L&T in a finance role, and then worked my way into what was CFO roles, and then currently into banking. So I think if you have a broad, so one is college is a good time to identify areas you don't like. So I remember a senior of mine from Kozhikode. He came in. He was part of the marketing interest group. Did his summers in an FMCG company, and he figured out that he doesn't like this sector, and he got into finance. And last I spoke to him, he was heading treasury at a large company in the Netherlands. So one good thing about college is you get to meet people, you get to experience a lot of things, you get to speak to seniors, and you also get to figure out things that you don't want to do. And
Yes.
then among the many things that you can do or you might have an interest, you start exploring.
Yeah. It's all about figuring out what you don't want to do and what you can allocate your time for, what you can you can see yourself working in, and then you just go with what you get, and then you experiment along the way. I believe uh, if placements are not the ultimate, if placements are not the ultimate goal for a student in college, how should a person entering a premier institution or any institution for that matter truly optimize for during college?
No, so placement is an important goal, but I would say it should not be the North Star. What is more important is, building some soft skills, because at the end of the day, communication is key. 10 years down the line, you have a team to manage. So you need to learn skills around people management, learn how to communicate with seniors and juniors, with customers. You need to learn a bit of selling, because at the end of the day, everything is selling. If you want a promotion, you need to sell yourself to the boss. If you need a salary hike, you need to sell yourself. So these are some of the softer skills that you need to learn, because the hard skills you can pick up along the way, right? So if I join a semiconductor company and I have to learn something around the latest in semiconductors, then I will pick it up, right? But uh, if I'm in a customer facing role and I'm more comfortable with my laptop, then I that is something I cannot pick up.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you speak strongly about personal branding. What does real personal branding mean, especially for students and early professionals who really don't have unique standing in the whole market?
Yeah. So in my case, what I mean by personal branding is it's kind of a name recall. So for example, in 2002, one of my seniors, and I was what 3 4 years into my job, and one of my seniors came from Delhi and said, "Let's do some activities in Bangalore." And so we organized a party. Some 300 people came, and then people started knowing me. And then I also enjoyed that whole process of organizing events. So when I moved to Chennai in 2004, I started activities there. We moved to Hyderabad in 2005. I started activities there. So in that process, a lot of seniors got to know about me, knew that I was a genuine guy who contributes to the network, adds value to their lives. So later on, when I ask them for a favor, I ask them for some support, they don't mind giving it to me. Rather than someone who just reaches out of the blue, says, I'm a junior, can you help me with this? Or refer me for suitable opportunities. So, again, when there are people who reach out to me saying, I want a job, there are some people who write the exact blurb, ki, I want to connect you to my friend so and so who has done so and so. They write the complete blurb. Some people, they just forward the CV and say, can you refer me for suitable opportunities? Now I'm expected to read the CV, figure out what they're interested in, and then figure out who is there, all of that. So one is use your network responsibly. Don't take people for granted. I never do that. I only ask people who I know, and there are specific asks like, can you connect me to this person, or something like that. Or there's and secondly, it's very easy to add value to people. See, all of them want to come and give lectures in the college or so. When I was in Kozhikode, we organized Horizons, which is a management conclave, and many of the speakers we just invited and they came, right? And if you look at their perspective, they are coming to a older IIM, they are getting the respect from the students, and they get to post about it on LinkedIn that I spoke at this college. So while they are helping you by coming to your event and adding value to that, you're also adding value to them by giving them a platform to speak and build their personal brand within their organization. So they can tell their boss, I'm going to this IIM, that IIM, so on and so forth. So whenever I reach out to somebody, I try to stand in their shoes and figure out how can I have I added value to them that I can ask them for something, or is there something I can add value to them now, and then ask them for support.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense because going out of the blue and interacting with your seniors just to get a job or a referral seems
Yeah,
transactional. If you provide value to the community without expecting anything in return, and down the line, when you need something truly, you go out and ask, you'll get a better response than just going out of the blue. I believe that is true. And, providing value on your own, regardless of getting anything back is something which will increase and improve the community down the line. So,
correct.
so I totally agree with that. So how can a student start building credible, start building a credible personal brand without exaggeration or insecurity in these days? Maybe through LinkedIn or what? What do you suggest?
So one is LinkedIn. So like I said, you identify areas that you're interested in. Start with reaching out to seniors, alumni from your college who work in those areas. Connect with them. Say that I want to learn from your experience. Engage with their posts. So so if at least people who post and generally post, they will always read comments and interact with people who comment on on their posts. So if I see someone, interacting with my posts on a regular basis, at least I recall that person's name, right? So tomorrow, if they reach out, I am semi-obligated to support them, within whatever limits I can. That is one. The second is like what I did was I did take part in a lot of competitions. So that's a great way to meet people from other colleges. The judges are all senior industry professionals. So again, if you, make the finals, then it's a CV point. You're a national whatever finalist. If you win, that's again a good, if you make the finals, it's a morale boost because you made it among all the competition. If you win, it's a good, great CV point.
Yeah.
And every time there was an event in on campus, by the time the judges left, I would have connected with them on LinkedIn. And I see this a lot with the newer IIMs whenever I go for PanIIM alumni meets. Whenever I meet somebody from a Rohtak or a Raipur or sorry, Naya Raipur or any of these newer IIMs, as soon as we say hi, they take out their link, they take out their phones, connect, open LinkedIn and say, "Can I send you a connection request?" Right. So I think these are some uh, practices that students could use.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, connecting to people and competitions are one of the best ways to increase your surface area in terms of network, because you get to meet people across different IIM campuses. And I am personally going to Indore next month for an event. Although I don't know if I can contribute much to that event, but I'm just going for just to interact with the people there. So. Uh,
So,
your own visibility through alumni groups, writing, and community engagement has created a lot of influence in across IIT and IIM alumni. So, how should young people think about visibility versus noise?
yeah, so just yesterday, I deleted a lot of these New Year greeting messages, especially the pictures. So in all my groups, we discourage festive greetings and we discourage forwards. So people who continue spamming, I've actually removed a few of them in the past as well. You tell them don't post, they don't listen, then so all of that. And I know groups moderated by another senior of mine from Kozhikode. He is very strict. He will just remove people even if they don't introduce themselves in the group, right? So one is not to create much of a nuisance, not to just keep forwarding stuff, but yeah, offering genuine help. So many of my friends tell me that if I post in any of the groups, usually the first person to respond would be me because I might know somebody who could help that person, right? So sometimes I wait for a while, but then yeah, I always try to find out somebody who can help them. So while I may not know the answers to every question, I will definitely know somebody who has answers to many of the questions.
Yeah. So you manage 150 plus alumni groups on across IITs and IIMs. What kind of patterns have you observed about relationships and long-term success in these circles?
No pattern as such, but only thing is, it helps to keep meeting once in a while, and it helps to send. So I think a lot of people have tuned out the groups. So if you're having a meetup, so if I'm meeting my batchmates in Gurgaon, I will individually message everyone saying we're meeting at this place. Can you join? Rather than, so I will definitely put in the group, but I will also individually message them. So that is one pattern I've seen that yes, that personal touch helps. Like for New Year, I got like a few hundred messages. So while I'm not proactive, I definitely react to a lot of them, and then to most of them rather, all of them rather. And but yeah, you could do that as well. So when I was when we were running our startup in 2001, we made it a point to reach out to everyone on our database at least 4 times a year. So once on their birthday, once on Diwali, once on New Year. So once a quarter at least. So if the mail is bouncing, we know that they've changed their email ID. Then we can call them and say your email ID has changed. Can so things like that. So it's one way of staying in touch and also yeah, maintaining that relationship.
Yeah, I think personal touch is what differentiates you from the rest of the herd, because there in an alumni
Yeah.
group there are n number of people, and all of them, you can't reach out to them to you can't get to them. But if you personally message them, I think that increases the kind of relationship you have with them, and I think that's important. So thank you for that
Right.
advice.
So yeah, and just to add to that, see if I'm in my batch group or my hostel group, at least everyone knows everyone, or there is that background relatedness. So in my hostel group, we have seniors from the 74 batch right up to the recent students, 26 batch, 27 batch. So, but so you have little more freedom there. But if it's like a Bangalore alumni group where you may know maybe 10 or 20% of the people, and you're forwarding, Christmas greetings, or sorry, or New Year greetings or Diwali greetings to people you don't know, right? So many people won't, at least I don't appreciate that. If you want to message me, message it either in our family groups or in our, batch groups. or yeah, not in like a semi-professional group like an IIM alumni group in Bangalore.
Yeah. So that's absolutely that's great advice. What do you think? Like how important are relationships and senior connections in these times? Because do you have any examples where people have made it and have done significantly well just through tapping into that alumni circle and leveraging that connection and this power of IIMs and IITs to boost themselves.
Yeah. So my current venture, investment banking, I met the senior on campus during one of the alumni meets, and we kept meeting on campus. We kept meeting in Bombay, and he was a partner at a venture fund. He wanted to leave and start get back to iBanking. I said, I've not done it earlier, but let's do this together. He said, okay. So the last three jobs I did were all through referrals from my college, my in fact hostel network. So a lot of my opportunities have come through the alumni network. If you see, a lot of the startups that get funding are from IITs or BITS Pilani because most of the partners in the venture funds are from IITs or BITS Pilani or IIMs, right?
Yeah,
So again, they'll be more comfortable funding a startup by a college junior than maybe a better sounding startup but from someone they can't relate to, from a background perspective.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I think the alumni network really helps. So we write these exams, IIT, JEE, CAT, NEET, all of them to get into this network, to get into this community.
yeah,
It's like a club.
yeah.
So,
Yes,
and if you come to the club and say, I just need a job, I treat it like a placement agency. And if I don't get my dream job, I say, Arey bekar tha, right? Waste of money. But it's not that. You spend that 20, 30 lakhs, you get an education, you get access to that whole network, right? So 20 years back when we graduated, and Kozhikode was hardly 10 years old, we were like the 10th batch. I would walk up to any IIM grad and say, I'm from IIM, right? And they would help because we have that background of, at least some background of relatedness.
yeah. I guess the being from the same college and the same or maybe the same institution is a very excellent icebreaker, and instantly who have some kind of image in front of them which they are obligated to respond to, or at least there is some sense of togetherness which is uh, one of these plus points of leveraging of these alumni communities. So, looking ahead, what kind of skills or mindsets do you think should will matter in these times, especially for management students? Or yeah,
I think one thing everyone should learn AI tools because enough for visualization, for all of that. Um, I wanted to create a product, and the some IT vendor told me that the prototype will cost me some tens of lakhs. And a junior from Kozhikode just sat on one of these tools and built it for me free of cost. Right? And now and I've also learned a bit of vibe coding. So I think vibe coding is important. Excel skills, presentation, all that is important. Dealing with people is important. These are some of the softer skills you need to learn. And of course, if you're going into finance, then you need to learn about uh, Excel modeling and business planning. To get into marketing, you need to know about analytics and all those, right? Marketing analytics and all of that. Same with operations and stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
those are the harder skills which can be picked up, but I think the softer skills are what's more important once you cross 10 years, 12 years in the industry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for your advice. So you emphasize on enjoying the journey. Practically speaking, how can young people reduce anxiety while still being ambitious? Because I am personally very anxious these days because I am really confused as to what should I do? I'm here at college. This is the first semester, and I'm really confused as to what direction I should take in my life. How do I reduce this while still being kind of, ambitious?
Yeah, so I mean, have ambition and work towards it. So if you want to get into investment banking, pick up finance, start trading in the stock market, or look at investments, things like that. In your spare time, do electives accordingly to your area of interest. So do your economics courses and your finance courses. Same with marketing. So one is build a curriculum over the next three years which are aligned with your interests. Pick up courses that are of interest, not because everyone is doing it. So, for example, I'm a finance major. I'm probably the only one in my batch who didn't do a course called security analysis and portfolio management because of whatever reason. But yes, uh, so yeah, pick your electives clearly. Take part in activities. You have enough time. Hone your the soft skills. That is more critical. And read a lot. So the only reason I got into L&T was because we started discussing about some PPP project which I knew about because I grew up in Delhi and this project was in Delhi and it was discussed in our project finance course. And the senior finance person in L&T thought that I understand finance and gave me a chance, right?
Yeah.
So if you read, you have enough material to have a conversation during the interview for that feel good factor. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So knowledge of acquisition is very important, especially in the direction that you want to go in. I agree. So after 25 years and your very expansive career and your life, what does a successful life truly mean to you?
Yeah. I think having good friends at the end of the day, people that you can reach out to, spend time with, having enough money to enjoy, the good things in life. So beyond a point, the marginal utility is zero. If you learned your economics 1 year,
Yeah,
micro economics. Yeah. So yeah, hit that level. I mean, at my age, many of us have hit that level. I don't know if I have, but yes, probably close to it. But yes, so, over time, so once you hit 40, you see a lot of people getting into fitness, running, jogging, all of that, because they realize, I've reached like what, if I had to become a CEO, I would have become a CEO by now, or I would be like one low level below, right? So now this is, let me start enjoying the finer things in life. So, yeah, so by the time you're 40, so like after the first 2 semesters, you know your level in the class and then you put in your efforts accordingly to maintain that level, right? Unless
yeah,
you're very ambitious and want to climb up the CGPA ladder, right? You're the first batch, so you'll probably understand it after a few semesters.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's
But
all a
yeah, I
bit.
think after 25 years, it's more about sex, spending time with family, having those friends that you can hang out with, go on family vacations with. Now, like we've started not my batch, but actually we started attending weddings of children of our seniors. Maybe 5 years down the line, my batchmates will start celebrating the weddings of their children. So yes, so then it goes into that.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Life is more than just career and business and the ambition. So yeah, enjoying the
Yes,
finer things in life is sometimes a blessing. You don't know if you live until 60, 70, or 80. You should enjoy every moment in your life. And I agree with your
correct.
motto and your saying. So we are going to do something interesting right now. It's a rapid fire round. I'll ask you questions in a successive manner very quickly, and you have to answer in 1 or 2 words. Is that all right?
Okay,
Yeah, so
sure.
let's begin. First job or long term learning?
I think at the level you are, the first job is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brand name or skill depth?
I think skill depth.
Planning or
Although
exploration?
brand name
Yeah.
helps more. No, yeah, so let's say brand name. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go with brand
Planning
name.
or exploration?
Exploration,
Passion projects essential or optional?
essential,
IIT IIM tag advantage or overrated?
advantage,
Network or competence?
network,
Success is
being happy.
failure taught you.
That success is one step away.
So one habit every student should build.
I think reading, that is the most important habit that has helped me in my career.
All right. So that concludes the rapid fire round. Now moving on from that round, I have a follow up question to the last one. If reading is important, I agree. What books do you think everybody should read according to your personal taste?
So everything is good. So you can read magazines to know about the latest happenings. You can read a lot of biographies. So unlike 20 years back, today there are a lot of books written by the founders themselves. So if you want to get an insight into how Maruti was built or how Deccan Air was built or Big Bazaar or any of the companies, Flipkart, there are books, where senior management have been involved, Big Basket, all of these. So that is one. Even like fiction is important because it tells you about human interaction, soft skills people need, leadership, all of that. So how to piece through a thought. So while you're writing reports, it has to be coherent. So even if you're reading non-fiction, it shows you how to progress a story and build a story and things like that. So anything is good. It helps your vocabulary as well, and you can speak to people. It's a good icebreaker as well.
Yeah. Thank you. What uh, let's move on to the next segment. This is one truth, one myth. So I'll talk about a subject, and you have to tell me one truth and one myth on that subject. Uh, so
Okay.
one truth about careers that students don't like hearing.
Um, so there is no one exam that you can write and get a great career. So it is constant learning. So even if you have to grow, if you have to progress in your career, you need to continue learning throughout your career.
One myth about placements, success, or early achievements that you want to break.
See, campus placement is like a lottery. So maybe 20% of the students get the jobs that they aspired for before they join that college. Most of them get decent jobs, and again, about 15-20% of them may not get good jobs at all. But yeah, I mean, not everyone gets a job they aspire for, but yeah, it's all part of a process.
Yes, I agree. So, Rohit sir, please nominate one or two people, leaders, educators, or thinkers, whatever they may be, maybe even alumni from I am Kozhikode, whom you believe today's youth should hear from next on Aditya Talks that you know, and why them?
So one person is Harish Krishnan. He is a co-CIO at Aditya Birla Mutual Fund, and whichever funds have invested in him, Touchwood have done well. Funds that he manages or managed earlier in Kotak, and one currently that he's managing. I got to spend time with him during Nostalgia this year as well, and he's so full of information. He also helped us, set up a session with Professor Ashwath Damodaran a few years back during COVID time. So he's one person who definitely has a lot of knowledge, and it would be a great pleasure for anyone to spend time and listen to him and get knowledge from him.
Yes.
Uh, Other than that, I mean, there are people who have built successful businesses. So again, I look at my college seniors, Rajesh Kumar from KLBM, or people who, or you can even look at people who have gone into other industries, right? So one of my batchmates got into writing for the media, and last year he won he won an award for Aspirant Season 2. He was one of the writers on the show. So people like that who gone into diverse backgrounds, they could also be interesting.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. The last question. I've taken so much of your time, but last question. Uh, Thank you for coming on Aditya Talks. It was an absolutely it was very it was an eye-opening experience to interview you, and I learned a lot today. Any advice you have for me for this channel? Anything you liked, anything you disliked? Please advise.
No, I think you're doing a good thing. So since you're from the first batch, and that's always a pioneering batch, I think it's great to create this whole body of work, interviewing as many alumni as you can, so that students, and then of course you need to classify them, based on sectors and experience and all of that. So that way, your friend, your batchmates, your juniors will have access to the whole knowledge base. So when we were in Kozhikode, our 10th batch, we didn't have too many role models. Thankfully,
Yes.
today we are almost 29, 30 years old, 28, 29 years old. So uh, we have enough people who have reached, the higher ends of the corporate ladder. So we have enough role models today, at least even from our Kozhikode alumni base. So if you are able to compile a list, compile videos of such people, it will be a great value addition for all students who come for the BMS course,
Exactly.
and of course, yeah, students who come for the PGP as well.
Yes, that was my intention behind this video as well because you're so well
Yep.
connected in the alumni as well. Yesterday, I talked to Mr. Ronald Phillip, if you know him. He came to
Yes.
give us a lecture here, and in the presentation, I also saw your photo by coincidence. So I recognized you, and I went up to him and I also talked to him, and he also gave me a similar advice as to go forward to interview as many people as I can in our
Yes.
alumni just to get a understanding of of their experiences and get a clear understanding of where I should go in my career as well and provide that kind of illumination to the rest of my batchmates as well. So I'm
Yes.
just gonna try this going forward and let's see how it goes. Anyways, thank you for your time, sir.
Sure.
It was a great interview and
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.